Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Rapping with Sharon. The title just tickles me. Anyway, this is an interactive, just community chat. Before we get started, I always promote the warm line. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you need to vent, if you need to cry, if you need anything, resources, let us know. Call us. The warm line is 24/7, 365. We are open holidays, weekends, all the time. There are staff there 24 hours a day that are good listeners, that have lived experience, meaning they've been somewhere and done some things. Okay? So when you call us, not only will you hopefully get resources, but you'll be heard. And sometimes the greatest thing for me is just to be heard. So give us a call. If you need to vent, if you need resources, if you need just a good listener, give us a yell. The number is 833-390-7728. I'm going to put that back up there in a minute. But first, I want to show you, if you need to get a hold of me or another peer support specialist, call Kim at the front desk. Those of you that remember us from Hawthorne Lane, Kim was at the front desk, always eager to help. And she is still ready to help you all. So if you need to get a hold of somebody or you need information about something, give Kim a call. She will definitely help you out. That number is 704-390-7709. 7709. All right, I'm going to put that up there and just keep that there for a while. Okay, so rapping with Sharon. First of all, I need some folks to rap to. So y'all click on, tell me you're here. Let me know that you are out there, and let me know what you want to talk about today. While we're waiting for the hordes of people to show up. I hope I have a few. Anyway, while we're waiting on that, what I kind of wanted to talk about today, and if you'll let me just give this a roll, I wanted to talk about hope today. Sometimes it's really hard to hold on to hope. Sometimes it's really hard to find hope, right? And sometimes it's really hard to give hope. Hope, it says a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. A feeling of expectation. I desire this thing. I want this to happen. I have faith and hope that it will. I like that. I like that I can have something to hold on to until it happens. And that's what hope is to me. It's something I can grab a hold of that can help me keep going. Keep left, right, left. And hope is what I need on a daily basis, right? So, the power of hope. Hope is the belief things will work out, especially when it seems otherwise. It helps to stay calm and peaceful when something less than desirable emerges. Hope believes you can get through it. Hope remembers the times you have made it through. Hope teams with faith and believes in the impossible. Oh, I really like that. Hope believes you can get through it. I didn't have a lot of hope back in the day. And it's tiring when you don't. Hope is a form of energy from our desires, from our faith, from our wants and needs. We hope for something that may seem impossible but isn't, right? Hope remembers when we made it through before. Hope can be based in fact. Hope, I can get hope because in a certain situation, because I've been there before, right? I've been somewhere before that has tripped me up or that has given me a way out. And I hope for that this time, right? When I make it through that lesson of, that not wasting anything, those difficult times. Hope is a fuel of recovery. It keeps us going when things are hard. It keeps me staying on my path because I hope for what the future, what I want the future to give me, which is peace and happiness, right? The hope of those things. Based on my experience, I can hope for peace and happiness because I've gotten it before based on how I act, right? So hope is real. Hope is good. Come on now, show up. Can't just talk to myself. Like I said, there was a time in my life that I was completely and totally without hope because I had yet to experience anything different. Back when I drank, I did things over and over again, expecting different results. And it never worked out that way. It never worked out that way. But based on that past behavior, I had no hope of anything different. I had not experienced anything different up to that point. So I felt hopeless and helpless. And it wasn't until I was introduced to recovery via sobriety, right? That's my first taste of recovery, getting sober. And it shifted me. It changed my spirit and my soul because I began to see other people get things, and I would hope I would get that too. Hope, I don't know. This is just my opinion, but hope takes action, right? If I want something, if I hope for something that I see in somebody else, I can hope all I want, but until I do the action, nothing changes, right? So I can hope for the future, and I want to have that hope. Like I said, it's a fuel of recovery. I want to be able to make it through this time. That's what I hope for. But if I want to be most effective, I'll take some action. If I know somebody that's peaceful, serene, and spiritual, and I hope that I get that, I wanna watch them. I want to see what they did to get it. Because I don't have that experience, but I want it. I hope for it. Right? So so I do what I gotta do to get what I need. Right? Hope is a part of that. But hope does take action behind it to change anything. Right? All right, where's everybody at? So if you've got a topic out there that you want to talk about, either hope or anything else, just come on and chat with me. I'm trying to think of a story about hope. Like I said, I was hopeless for a long time. I didn't think anything could change in my life. I didn't believe that goodness was possible in my world. And I had no hope. But when I saw other people who had what I wanted, I got some hope. I thought if they could get it, maybe I could get it. If they could do it, maybe I could do it. Right? That hope that fuels us, that hope that keeps us going throughout our adventure, our journey. That thing that pushes us along, that thing, hope, that helps us take the next step, right? The hope of a positive and joyful future. That's what I want. That's what I hope for. I hope to continue to get what I've got and more and more. Still nobody here. Ah, again, what is your definition of hope? What gives you hope? What do you hope for? Right? Let me pull up something here because give me 1 second. Remember, it said that um, we want something to happen or be the case. That's what hope is. Here we go. 5 ways to stay hopeful. And it's during the pandemic. Top tips. Here are 5 ways you and those around you can stay hopeful in challenging times. These are challenging times. It's been over a year now. And so many things can drain our hope. So many experiences, but the experiences of others too. It's been a difficult year, but we're coming out of it. And my hope for the future is great. Right? It says, pause and reflect. When you feel yourself getting caught up in the roller coaster of life, it's easy to feel like things are spinning out of control. Every negative scenario fills our mind, and we end up losing all sense of perspective. In these moments, just pause for a minute, take a breath, and reflect on what your next steps will be. Taking time to press pause is sometimes the best action we can take to find the spirit of hope again. Take a step back. Take a step back. When things feel like they're spinning out of control, when we don't have that hope, to take a step back and take a breath. Plan our steps towards what we hope for, so we're more likely to get there. Remember what you're thankful for. You know, I am a gratitude junkie. I love gratitude because it will help me. It will help me almost instantly to feel better. So when I remember what I'm thankful for, when I get into gratitude, it shifts me greatly back into or further into a feeling of hope. So it says, no matter how hard things get, there is always something to be grateful for. That is true. That is true. My person, my being, my body, my mind, my spirit, all these things. It is possible to catch a glimmer of hope from unexpected places. What can you see around you that you're thankful for? Who are you most appreciative to have in your life? Practicing gratitude makes us better equipped to handle what comes our way with a hopeful spirit. Hope can come from unexpected places. Some people give me hope that others may not see. If you've ever been to my office over on Hawthorne and sat there and spilled your guts and talked about all the things that are going on and how difficult it is, and just it seems like everything's coming against you. And I was sitting there grinning because I have hope. I have hope for you. And you know what? I'll hold your hope until you're ready for it. But I have hope for you, for your future, for a better mind, body, and spirit experience for us, right? I truly believe, I truly hope that things will change. And I believe that because it's darkest before the dawn, right? I have seen this over and over and over again. So it gives me hope for this time because I've seen so many people on the edge of that, all that difficult time, get through it and go on to great things, go on to that happiness, go on to that peacefulness. Right. So if you've ever sat in my office and I'm sitting there grinning at you, then you know I've got hope. I've got hope for you and I've got hope for me. Right. All right. The next thing, limit your bad news intake. I like this one. Every day is full of both good and bad reports, but it is the bad news that seems to travel faster. Be careful not to excessively watch, listen, or engage with media that makes us feel hopeless and fearful. Create a challenge today to deliberately look for hope in the news and see what difference it makes. We've got choice today. If I'm getting bombarded by negativity, it's hard for me to have hope. It's hard for me to see hope when I'm getting all of this information about difficulties, right? Look for hope. Look for hope. I've got a choice today. And I can choose peace or I can choose chaos. I choose peace because that's what I hope for. Right? I've had chaos. I don't need any more chaos. So I hope for peace and joy. A lot of times for me, especially with the news as it is, it just seems like it's always awful news. You know, I've heard if it bleeds, it leads. The most gruesome, terrible things that happen in this world we're subjected to. And now that there's 24 hours of news, it bombards us. I've got a choice in that. I tell you, when I've had a bad day and I come home and the news is on, I will change it to Little House on the Prairie when I am tired of that bombardment of negativity. I can choose to flip the channel. And you see, when I flip the channel on the TV, I can flip the channel in my head too, right? Okay, the next one. Focus on what you can look forward to. We can still acknowledge the difficulty of our situation in the world around us while still having hope. One way to do this is to actively think of what you can look forward to beyond your present situation. What does a positive future look like for us when we find our breakthrough? That's that stuff, right? Darkest before the dawn. What does a positive future look like for us when we find our breakthrough? Where could we travel to an exciting destination? What kind of book could we write? What about getting a dream job or even starting a business? Thinking about the future, thinking about a future vision always inspires hope and reminds us there's another chapter still to come. It seems to me we have a lot of story left to tell. I like that. I like that. The future vision always inspires hope and reminds us there is another chapter still to be written. And we write that chapter by our choices, by what we think and what we do. It seems to me we have a lot of story left to tell. That gives me hope. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. That gives me hope. The next chapter for me, I don't know what it's about. I don't know what the title is. I don't know what the script is, but I hope, based on my past experience, that it's going to be a good thing. I know that. I just know it. Talk to hopeful people is number 5. Most of us know at least one person who can persistently see the bright side of life. You don't want to run into them in the morning because it's just annoying. And it is also true to say we know some people who leave us feeling drained too. The emotional vampires, I call them. Making a video or phone call to someone you care about might just be the thing we need to bring a dose of much needed encouragement. Even when we can't meet others face to face, we can still choose who to spend our time with. When we engage in any community, on or offline, we need to ask ourselves questions like, does this person or group make me feel more or less hopeful? The beautiful thing about being grown and being in recovery is that I get to choose, for the most part, who I spend my leisure time with, right? Who I spend time with. And I love that because I get to choose today. I only have so much energy and so much time, and I want to spend it with people that give me hope, people that are positive, people that help me maintain the hope for a future. Right? These are my people. These are the folks I want to spend time with. You know, I always say, feed what feeds you. These are the folks that feed me. I want to spend time and energy with them. I want to be able to get that influence from them. Does this person or group make me feel more or less hopeful? That's a big question. That's a big question. Sometimes we've got to be around people that aren't so hopeful. But I need to make time every day to be around someone that feeds my hope. We still don't have anybody. So any other topic you want to talk about, I'm here. It's Rappin with Sharon. When I hit my bottom, I was hopeless. I was working as a director of a special needs group home for adults. I love that job. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And I did well in that job until my drinking got out of control, right? Until I lost control of my ability to maintain. And I just drank all the time. I could, even with everything that I'd been through and was going through, and I still love those people that lived in that group home. I cared about them. I made sure they got what they needed and nobody harmed them. So I was really loving these people and caring about them and wanting to do my best for them. But I didn't. One night, um, I had the on-call beeper, which means that I was on call. I was the emergency contact for all the group homes, which is a very serious thing. Something happens, the staff calls the emergency person, and they tell what to do. It's a critical service. It's a critical need that's met through that beeper, right? Being able to get a hold of somebody. So I had the beeper. I was on call. And I decided that I was going to go out and have one drink with my friends. One. A lot of alcohol later. I came to out of a blackout eating a chili dog on the west side of town with no idea how I got there. And my beeper had been going off for about 2 hours. Somebody was trying to get a hold of me because of an emergency for 2 hours, and I was in a blackout. I called the number, and they told me that one of my folks had a serious issue and could have really been affected by, his health really could have been damaged because I wasn't there to tell staff what to do. Thank God they got a hold of somebody else because I wasn't responsible. I wasn't able at that moment. The next morning when I woke up, I was so hopeless. I didn't see how my life could change. I didn't see any good. I didn't see anything in my future that I was even interested in. I had no hope. But it just so happens that I was friends with a lady that got sober about 6 months before I crashed and burned. And when I saw her, when I talked to her, when I hung out with her, I got some hope because she had hope for the future, because she was doing the deal. She was in recovery. I didn't have hope for recovery until I saw her, and I knew her. We used to party together, so I knew her. And if she could do it, maybe I could do it too. And that gave me some hope. As I went through the process of, I'm a person that used the 12 steps to get settled in my recovery. And that worked for me for a long time. And as I progressed in my recovery, in my sobriety, being around people that were doing it and knew how to do it, I got hope. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do this today. Maybe I can not drink today. Just today. I could hope for that. In the morning when I woke up, I could hope for that. Based on my past experience. My recovery means the world to me. Those of you that know me know that. And I could not have imagined my life as it is today. They told me that if I made a list of everything I wanted in my recovery, it would be so insufficient. It would be so insufficient because I couldn't even hope for those things. I couldn't even hope for what I have today. I didn't know how. I didn't believe it was possible. Even though I was in recovery, I still hadn't grasped it yet. I still hadn't done the action to continue my hope. Right? So as I went through the beginning of my recovery, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from some really good people. And they gave me hope. Right? If you need some hope today, call our warm line. Right? If you need some help today, call our warm line. We're here. I have hope today. I have hope for my future, and I have hope for your future too. It's amazing what we can achieve when we've got the desire and the belief that that desire can happen. I love hope. It feeds me, it fuels me. And I like to be around hopeful people because they fuel me too. We still got nobody in the chat, so let's see. We've been here for about a half hour. I hope that some of y'all will see this and come talk to me next week, next Thursday at 1, Rappin with Sharon. Come and see us. Come and see me. Help me out here. Help me to explain things. Give me your opinion. Give me your experience, right? And we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, right? Okay. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you all. Thank you all for supporting me. Gives me hope. Gives me hope. All right. Y'all have a good rest of the afternoon.